back to day 5 of Champions Soul. Of course, Golden Boy here back on the desk alongside Mimi and Sideshow. Los Niños get their revenge on Gen G. And folks, I think it was safe to say that matchup was a certified banger.
It was. It was a ridiculous certified banger.
Mimi hates
There you
me.
go.
She hates me
It was
so
a great
much.
match.
It was.
It was.
That I enjoyed
Excellent match.
immensely.
I think that really
There was a
sets
banger.
it sets the scene for the next game coming up.
But
as
there's
well.
no board that would certify such a thing, to my knowledge.
There is the
The production here will certify it.
Yeah. Check it out. Look, we can certify this banger right now if we just show it, and then everyone can know that there it is, certified.
Yeah.
That's how the graphic works. And there's the visual.
Are you stupid, Mimi?
I want to see the license.
Are you stupid? It's crazy.
I might be. It's possible.
Okay, before one of
I'm
us gets
smarter than
fired
him.
for whatever, let's jump into our next match, shall we? Talk about this one, DRX versus Fnatic. We make the joke, but yes, this is going to be another big match, another banger for sure. These are going to be two teams that end up meeting at Champions each and every freaking time. They can't get away from each
Literally
other.
been every event that these two teams have had to play against each other, and every time it has been a heartbreaking match. Elimination in the last two champions that they played against each other. Fnatic is up 2-1 in the history of this matchup, and this one won't be quite as heartbreaking. It is for playoffs instead of elimination, but still a very important game with a lot of history.
Yeah, just going back a couple years as well, DRX actually beat Fnatic when DRX made top 3 with their old roster, Champs 2022. That was
Yeah.
on Alpha Year's home turf,
Yeah.
Turkey, in Istanbul. Now he's got the opportunity to do the same, get revenge in front of DRX's home crowd. That's why Alpha's so pumped up for this one.
Yeah, it's like what George Lucas said, you know, it's poetry. It just rhymes.
George Lucas
you know?
never wrote poetry.
He never did.
Right?
See that.
I don't think he wrote poetry.
It's a gag. Look it up. Anyway, let's go ahead though and send it over to Yinsu, who's actually standing by with Alfir. Maybe we get some thoughts about coming into DRX's home turf. Let's check it out.
It's going to be a big game for Fnatic. Alpha Year here, because we've heard you talk about how you want revenge after what happened at your home turf, Istanbul. You're in Korea now going up against DRX. But how much have you changed and developed, do you think, as a player compared to when we saw you in Istanbul?
It was my first international tournament, like Champions, I will say, in 2022 in Champions in Istanbul, and I have pressure because it was Istanbul. It was my own country, but I'm not that kid anymore. I have more experience. I'm better player. I just can't wait to play.
We can't wait to see it either. Good luck, Alpha.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more with him, right? He is not the same player that he was in 2022. He's grown significantly on this team, and, well, I think now's a great opportunity to show the progress that he has made, for sure.
Yeah, that Champions was still kind of a continuation of the honeymoon period that he had after joining right before Masters Copenhagen in his rookie year. And now Fnatic has ran it back, and they have another new rookie player coming in with Hero in this roster, seemingly creating another one of them periods for themselves as getting that win over BLG. I think the perfect way to warm up with that rookie.
Yeah, I definitely agree that Fnatic are on a bit of a, like, it's not even necessarily a honeymoon period. It's just that they now have really good ideas. They haven't lost a series since Master Shanghai, since adding Hero. In my opinion, they've got, coming into the tournament, second best team in terms of like your expectations to win champs behind Gen G. Obviously, Gen G, we just saw them lose.
Yeah.
It is an open tournament, but in terms of those expectations, Fnatic were top 2 for me coming into the event, and I think they're gonna look good here.
Did they do enough in the BLG matchup to give you confidence?
I don't think that's the match that's going to sell me on if they're ready to do this or not, but I think they did look good. Crucially, I think especially in map 2 of that series, Hero individually looked really good. He had a lot of moments, had a clutch to close out fine in that one. And when you talk about this kind of revitalization with Hero coming in, I think a big part of that is kind of coming up with new ideas. Since stage 2, they've really started innovating, coming up with new compositions, and even on the maps, they've been playing similarly for a long time, adding new ideas into the mix, and I think really reinvigorating their style from that team who felt really stale at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they're actually 9-0 in matches since Hero joined.
Wow.
And then their map record is 17-4 with a 59% round win rate as well. So like proper tournament winning stats that they're putting up since adding Hero to the team. Is it because Leo's bad? No. It's because it's also coincided with a invigorated team that wants to win, with new ideas, with getting Alfie out, ISO.
Yes.
All of these things happened at the same time. It wasn't just
I always
boot out Leo, get the wins.
joke about the new car smell, but I honestly, sometimes that does help out here where you kind of get some fresh ideas and fresh thought.
Have you had a sniff?
I'm not yet. I mean, I
I
can
think we
imagine.
can smell it a little.
Yeah, give him a
imagine
sniff in the backstage. Go on.
It's quite pleasant. Just go up there, get a little whiff.
Interesting.
You know, see what he's got going on.
They had the same smell about them, though, last year. when, what was it, 2 years ago now, when Alfia joined this roster. It feels like this team, when they get that new player in the mix, it does give an opportunity to build themselves back up, to try out new things, and it's definitely been working here.
All right, well, let's go ahead and shift focus over to DRX and Buzz and get his thoughts about DRX's opening win at Champions in this Omen player moment.
안녕하세요. 현재 DRX에서 활동 중인 버즈 유병철이라고 합니다. 이겨서 굉장히 기분이 좋고요. 일단은 이번 매치에서 굉장히 많은 교훈을 얻었다고 생각을 하고 있어요. 3명의 선수가 챔피언스에서 처음이기 때문에 사실 저도 그렇고 명관 형도 그렇고 처음에 살짝 삐끗했는데 그거를 통해서 조금 더 실시간으로 성장하고 더 배웠던 것 같습니다. 그래서 시작이 매끄럽진 않았지만 그래도 이긴 건 이긴 거기에 너무 기분이 좋다고 생각하고요.
And now Melter sticking at the fuse, spamming into the angle, but a Cove defending against most of these bullets. Half is earned. Another smoke. Blooms and Blossoms. Kesner with the kill, and adjustment again. Flick of the wrist, tapping away with the guns, and it has to be reclaiming it. Bane back it up and running into it. Oh my goodness!
푸나틱과 이제 만나게 되는데 굉장히 잘하는 팀이라고 생각하고 있고 그 전경기에서도 좋은 모습을 보여줬었기 때문에 방심하면 안 될 거라고 생각하고 있고요. 저번 챔피언스 LA에서 저희가 졌던 기억이 있기 때문에 그거를 꼭 복수해서 되갚아주고 싶습니다. 일단 한국에서 경기하는 거니까 그 말은 또 한국 팬분들이 많이 찾아오신다는 뜻인데 사실 어떻게 보면 그런 게 조금 부담이 될 수도 있지만 사실 저희는 좀 그런 한국 팬분들이 응원 와주시는 거가 좀 많이 저희에게 자신감으로 되돌아오는 것 같고요. 그렇기 때문에 사실 더 어느 때보다 더 잘하고 더 좋은 모습을 보여주고 싶은 마음이 더 큰 것 같아요.
That added pressure, right? Playing in front of the home field, right? Having been eliminated by Fnatic, champs last year as well, like you can tell that there's a lot of pressure in this situation, and you even felt it in their opening matchup against Cruvisa, right? Map 1 was a little bit shaky, but then they were able to find that success, bounce back in great form, and I think, you know, they could just continue to build off of that.
Buzz talked about it just then. They were also talking about it at the press conference. This is a new team with rookie players. This is not the old, super experienced, always make a deep run DRX.
Yeah.
Bane said it was his first time on stage playing a big event like this. He didn't realize it, but he froze up on stage. And when he walked back off, everyone was asking him, what's happening, dude? What's happening? You need that kind of experience, and they got it on Haven, and happily they were able to bounce back.
And that's the important thing, right? Losing that first map, but going back, talking with the coaches, finding the reset, and playing like they did in Pacific. The defensive protocols looked good. They were playing well as a team. The rookies weren't incredible, but Flashback in particular had a great match. It was the game they needed to warm up to this big stage.
Yeah, well, here we are. It's about to go down as our two teams take the stage. It's going to be DRX going up against Fnatic. You know you don't want to miss this one. Let's head to the stage.
DRX. Fnatic.
Two prolific teams in the history of Valorant facing off against one another on the champion stage yet again. DRX versus Fnatic always brings it. Now, we would be remiss not to mention, unfortunately, Foxy9 sprained his ankle. Thankfully, you don't need your ankle to play Valorant, so he's going to be okay on the stage.
I heard Boaster broke it. He wanted an advantage before the game. He just snapped.
Well, then he shouldn't have gone for the ankle.
Neon, yeah.
Look at this, though. Abyss coming out here. DRX picking into it. Fnatic have left it open. What a trap. I'm sure
This is literally the same map pool we just saw.
It is.
It is. And, well, Fnatic Fnatic have a trick up their sleeve. They've brought back their specialists that they seemingly always do for a new map. Anders joining again in an assistant coach role, cooking up some comps for them. For history, this guy has joined and left the team about 10,000 times, and he's the guy they brought in to make their Lotus comp that has been the meta on Lotus for literally 2 years.
I hate to see the way they do the tax documents and all that stuff. I mean, goodness gracious, get him in and out, in and out.
Yeah. No, I swear, he's an independent contractor. He's not an employee. No, this guy cooks. He's very good at coming up with good ideas. So I'm excited. It's going to be similar to Gen G, where they come out on Abyss and they're playing stuff that makes sense, has good ideas behind it.
And we got a spoiler there. That's a comp we've already seen from G2 in Americas, running the solo Yoro with the Astra in the mix. I think this makes a lot of sense for Fnatic. Boaster loves playing on these Astra maps. We already saw in the first match of the day how valuable that double controller comp can be, taking space in mid on your attacking side. It's super impressive.
And it's very similar to what Gen G were running. It's just that Alfier's coming out here and playing the Killjoy gives them a little bit more information on their defense side and even cringier post plans.
Yes.
Oh,
and we know you love cringy post plans, buddy.
Oh, I love them.
I mean, they are extra cringe.
Let me pull up the telestrator again.
Yep. Durka on the Yoru as well. We've seen him playing a lot of that in Stage 2 in EMEA, and I think has looked pretty good. There's, of course, a lot of combo potential in this comp, but if Fnatic is playing a new map, we know they have been practicing hard, and this is their chance to show it against a DRX that have already shown VODs of this map.
Well, let's go ahead and send it over to your casters, who, by the way, are totally happy that they get to cast DRX yet again. It's Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's always exciting, but especially with this matchup here versus Fnatic. This is going to be an absolute banger of a series. I see that you're giving me some ice here, Paper Thin.
You just get out of the sauna? You coming right from the bath?
Okay, look. I figured today's a good day. We've got both Korean teams playing. I might as well wear some traditional Korean garb. For those who do not know, this is a jogori, and this is a part of what would more commonly be known as a hanbok.
I just didn't get the memo. I look really out of place right now.
I think I'm the one who looks a little bit more out of place.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, let's see which team will find their place here on Abyss as we have Fnatic kicking things off on this attacking side.
Yeah, this should be really interesting. I mean, a lot to kind of read into the way DRX likes to play this. Buzz once again on top of that box at B, the same as we saw in the pistol round against Crew. And this time around, though, they've got Foxy9 to try to cover this angle. A jiggle peek, and Buzz gets the first kill.
Buzz able to find that first. Blood Chronicle going to be taken down. He's looking for the second, but we'll just go ahead and tailwind away. Unable to nail the shots there. Durka still at full HP. Suppress here for the moment, and does actually get a tag there. Buzz going to be down to 70.
Right, but because of this Yoru, you can take a lot of extra space. Bane challenging, got Durka down to 45.
Both are able to find one. Bane now going to be eliminated straight out here. The Sova's gone, but Plant still not coming in. The Spike still needing to cross the gaps. Coming through now from Boaster. Passed over. He'll tuck back. This Plant handed over here towards Durka. Paranoia crashing across. Able to get the connection there onto the Yoru, but they cannot try to capitalize. No, Buzz does. Managing to find him. Second kill here for the Jet. For now, the man advantage in the hands of DRX.
Nanoswarm just landed. Delaying a little bit.
Delays a bit. Can't start the hold to half here as Buzz eating a little bit more damage. It's Fnatic just going to be trying to buy as much time as they possibly can. Still going to be dumped. The hold coming through. Foxy9 body blocking. There's the grab. Well, pulling Mako off. They still have not gotten this one. Up to half. The poke and prod. Hero going to be good to take down the enemy Omen. Flashback just trying to stay tucked away as Buzz tries to keep them in this one. But Hero with a 4K will go ahead and scoop up the pistol round win.
Yeah, and you're already seeing some of the ideas that the desk was talking about with this composition, that it's going to be very post-plant heavy on this attacker's side. They have lineups for the nanos. They have that grab well in the back pocket. Boaster able to get out before he takes too much damage there early. Going to be so crucial in these post-plants. You have so much ability with the smokes, with the grab wells, with the Nova pulses to make DRX's life a nightmare. And the whole time I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, DRX has got to try to push past this pillar towards spawn to start clearing players out of Fnatic, because it's going to be near impossible to get this defuse with the setup that Fnatic can bring.
And really heavy purchases here from Fnatic. Still going to have two pistols, but Sheriff and Ghost, plenty of firepower still there alongside these three Vandals. As DRX have gambled on A, and that is not where they are. That is not where Fnatic are at.
Lost that gamble, but you know what? That's A-okay. And here for the side of Fnatic, you know, Boaster and Hero can do a lot of the heavy lifting in this round. Since they've just got the pistols, those you can afford to throw over, so you can have a full rifle buy into the bonus. Plant going to come down. Very similar scenes, and now let's see what exactly DRX wants to do. Most likely trying to find ways to die without giving orbs over to Fnatic.
Yeah, especially once they realize what kind of firepower is there. Maybe one person get taken down here. And then look to try to tuck back as Hero, looking to scale up into mid. Says, well, I just have a ghost, so if I can go backstab and get even closer to this Viper's pit, then that's going to be all right with me. He's being watched here for the moment, and now they will note him. Quick little swing out. They're going to look for the challenge. The swoop forward, and Buzz able to find that one. Grabs the ghost here. Chance maybe to do a bit more damage, but he himself still tagged down to 40 as the spike will get ready to detonate. So it's just going to be a full 5-man sacrifice here on the side of DRX, and Fnatic move up 2-0.
Yeah. So pretty standard eco round there. Everything going about as you'd expect. Now for Fnatic. Should be able to buy up for a couple players. Plenty of cash saved over there.
Quite a bit.
Ooh, and an op.
And
yeah. Early op.
Currently here in the hands of Boaster. Curious to see how long he keeps on to that. But Buzz is going to go for a glass cannon.
And this is really crucial to DRX's defender side on this map, is getting Buzz that op early and being able to lock down a lot of different parts of the map. Whether it be B, whether it be mid, he's really, really been good in those moments. He's done a great job of holding angles, knowing when he has to back off, taking fights when he can, catching his opponents a bit off guard. But now that Fnatic's had a bit more time to take a look at some of the tape from DRX, how are they going to be ready? Last time around, they let this angle go unchecked from Buzz. No util to clear it. Let's see if there's going to be a different... Yep, they're going to use the drone and a flash. Very nicely done.
Yeah, right into the face. Doesn't have that updraft available either, so can't just try to reposition up into having a jiggable peek there from Bane. Going to be punished. Is supposed to find the shot. Foxy 9 at the same time, able to find Hero. And Buzz on the peek out will take down Boaster. But now, Durka answering back, keeping some parity here between the numbers. CP's forward. Plant now coming in. Critically allowing that kill to come through means that trap wire not going to find value. Couple shots in. Buzz going to be good for a second. Guess it's now just Chronicle and Alfier, who's since picked up that operator to try to hold things down.
Oh, nice.
Bringing it in, Alpha able to find one, and already this is dicey here for the side of DRX. Monko does manage to find Chronicle, but now they know that the op is in play. The flick shot not going to connect, but somehow Alpha is able to tuck back. Gets himself out to safety. Buzz just holding the hard angle. The peek in. Buzz up over the top, making sure he can't get legged. We'll find a third kill. And that will be DRX getting on the board, but they do lose out on 3 players.
Yeah, still though, critically, you're finding some really good moments here for DRX to step up and take players down. Buzz getting Boaster after that first op shot reveals his position is a really nice pickup, because you eliminate a whole bunch of really difficult parts of this composition that Fnatic is bringing. You're taking the Astra down, you're taking that op down, making them have to switch it over to another player. A little bit of frustration already from the Fnatic coaching staff. This is the first time they're debuting this map ever, and seeing what they have cooked up.
Yeah, I mean, I think minor frustrations are okay, because A, first time you're debuting the map, as you said, but you also are so close to being able to get that bonus conversion, which will give you such a fantastic snowball effect. That being said, though, Durka does have the ult ready to go. Going to be suppressed here for the time being, so they know what side of the map he's on, so if the dimensional drift comes into play.
One thing I also really like about this comp for Fnatic versus the way DRX likes to play this map is that it gives you a lot of ability to control space in mid with the Astra and the Viper, potentially. You can really make DRX's ability to sort of get those free picks through mid that they have been really good at nailing. You can see Buzz right now. He's currently watching it with the op. Alpha's over there as well. Flashback going to be using that Cypher cam to keep his eyes onto B, but you have that extra layer of control there for Fnatic to gain a little bit of extra mid space. Something that has given teams that have played DRX on this map a lot of discomfort. And I'm really curious now. Flashback was absolutely nuts on this map against Crew. Is he going to be able to dial up another crazy performance? Buzz getting aggro.
Stomping across the site here, going to be met with that flash, and that's going to be the tailwind burn. But now Durka does find himself in this site. Spike plant coming through. Ultimately burning that potential ult charge, but now the mask will come on. Buzz trying to play elusively, drops down, continuing to watch this wider angle, as it's a big wraparound over towards Heaven here. Up in the tower, rather, here for Durka. Head going to be spotted out. Setting the pop flash to turn from it. The decoy going to be sent. Not cleared, but Mako dead. Can make things a little bit more complicated, but Bane's able to find 2. Lineup's now starting to come in as Buzz is able to hold that defuse down to half, and he eats quite a bit of damage now, down to 58. Pop flash from Foxy9, swing onto the corner. Albier gonna be good for it. Buzz right back in onto the spike. Can they get there in time? There's the setup on the star. The gravel coming through. He cannot scope in. The turret is set up, and Buzz is gonna have to back away.
Oh, can't quite hit that shot. Does get one parting gift in Alfier, and will die to the spike, but you can see that so much of this round, and so much of these rounds for Fnatic on this attacker side are gonna be about having Boaster alive. If he can be alive, he makes it nearly impossible. Him and Alpha together can delay. This is that old post-plant meta that we saw back in the day all over again. And you still have very similar tools to work with. You even have the snake bite as well from Hero. So DRX needs to, I think, start being a little bit more aware that the way they played retakes against Crew, where they could just kind of flood retake, sort of use their abilities with the KO and other things to clear space, the Omen Paranoia, aren't going to be as effective here. You're going to have to find ways to get into Fnatic's back line to disrupt them.
We'll leave Durka at the moment watching in case Buzz was going to be going for a smoggy play.
Better safe than sorry.
Yep. Covering all the angles, but as we can see, Buzz posted up here in mid, reinforced by Mako. It's a little bit further behind, but widely, these knives, that's the big punch, the only real punch that DRX have aside from a singular Sheriff in the hands of Flashback. And losing that operator due to the spike in the previous round, certainly hurting DRX's odds here.
No doubt about it. Buzz now starting to push through. You do have the turret to check. Buzz can hear it. They're going to use a dart to clear a little bit of space. Fnatic now starting to make their way towards B. Just Foxy9 there currently.
Oh, there's the watch, but Buzz still going to be good for 2 before getting taken down. A very solid value found. It's continuing to do some damage, at least stop the snowball of the economy here. As push up into the smoke, Foxy9 unplugged by it, pushes out, gets a smattering of damage across on the Durka. Cannot find that kill. Boaster now watching a quick peek of the shoulder there from Bane, who has to back away.
I love the way they're
Mako
using this Yoru.
Slinking in from behind, recovers that weapon, is able to find one. Gives them a fighting chance. As Dirk going to be taken down. Flashback with a headshot, putting that Sheriff to good use. Now Alpha all on his lonesome. If you can find the 2 kills, that'll be locked down for the next round as Bane caught unawares. Set up here. Double Nanos on top, but the headshot comes through. Nanos don't mean a damn. Flashback will get them over the finish line. His second kill of the round, second round win for DRX. As they go ahead and pick up a thrifty.
Yeah, and this is the patience that you need to see from DRX to get into the backlines, to start disrupting Fnatic. You can't let them get into comfortable post plants. You have to be coming at them from multiple angles. You have to be taking out a couple of those deep, near global utilities that you have available in this comp. So, very good job here for DRX. And are they going to be able to take the lessons they learned from this eco and build upon that into the future rounds? But overall, I really like the way Fnatic's especially really trying to feed Durka, right? Yep. They're getting him a ton of orbs. He's always the one planting. They've got the lineup for the TP right to the back site. That's another thing DRX might want to consider checking.
I mean, but going into this one, Durka does have that Phantom in hand. He's one away from having that next dimensional drift online. If there was ever a setup to be able to try to get yourself a back-to-back thrifty win, this would be it for Fnatic, because they have that lockdown. They're one away from that dimensional drift as well as the Viper's Pit. Buzz, though, going to look to try to deny them the opportunity, but first up shot going to be going wide. He gets tagged down to 88. Recon up over the top, the spot of the leg. Able to find Hero. Buzz on the repeat, taking down Chronicle. But he's just stuck here in the smoke, and Durka, it's easy enough for him to collect. As soon as that suppression is gone, he can just go ahead, slap the mask on face. Pushing forward, though, Foxy and Bane, 2-man firing squad. Able to find one apiece here before Bane gets taken down. The flash is gorgeous in the back of the site, and that is going to be the swing through to go ahead and bring us to parity, tied up 3-3.
Yeah, nice job here by DRX. Cutting off Fnatic at the point of attack. Never really letting anything snowball out of control there. Dealing with Durka's ult very nicely, but now you've got the lockdown and the Viper's Pit to consider. You do have the Hunter's Fury to counter the lockdown, though. And Buzz there, all the util in the world dumped at him. Great flash here from Foxy9, has help from above from Mako. Good double swing. And the fans, the hometown fans, liking what they see so far for DRX. Now let's see.
They need something to cheer for after the opening series.
I mean, it was still very close. There was still a lot to cheer for, just didn't end probably the way they wanted.
Well, now, lockdown still available. That pit at the ready. Null Command, Neural Theft, Hunter's Fury, plenty of util available here to the side of DRX to try to gain the lead for themselves.
Yeah, and they've got all the kind of tic-tac-toe counters to what Fnatic wants to do.
Yeah.
You have the Hunter's Fury, you have the Neural Theft in case they Viper's Pit. You know, who knows? With the Null Command, that can be used in a lot of great situations. You get a good read on where the attack's going to be. Oh, Mako.
The timing from Mako. Catching Hero unawares. The assault here on the A side still going to be coming through. Cam able to get the ping out, though, onto one. Boaster just trying to hightail it out. As flashback now, Neural Theft going to be in play as he pushes up into the Cybercade. So reveal getting ready to come in. Spam across. Not too much going to be found there onto Alpha here, but he's able to dodge out. That shock dart. And now Fnatic are in such a rough position. Turret still available to him, I do believe. So that would note this position, but Buzz doesn't push far enough forward. Now he says, guys, I've got the spike.
This is just what this mid control that DRX likes to establish on this map does to you. It makes it so difficult to go anywhere. You have to fight tooth and nail to get into these sites sometimes. This is going to be one of those rounds, and certainly looking like it's going to be a save at this point for Fnatic.
Yep, I'll just have to stay set back.
And all it takes is those little plays, like Mako did here. A lot of times it's been players like Bane and Buzz doing a great job controlling mid, sometimes Foxy9 as well. Mako now using that Omen ability to get in there and take a player down very nicely. So things looking pretty rock solid for DRX. And yeah, Fnatic's going to take a timeout. Yeah. Now you're starting to get a pretty good read here at DRX. I love the middle aggression in particular. That's something that has to be addressed by Fnatic in this timeout.
Let's see what the call looks like, but I think overall a decent time here for the side of Fnatic. The streak, the run back here from the side of DRX, something that you want to break immediately. As we'll see what the purchase ends up looking like here for them. It's probably going to be a couple half armors, or mostly half armors across the board. Maybe a Guardian or a Bulldog having to be there, because not everybody is going to be able to get that full-fired rifle. We'll see what they decide to do and whether or not any of these ultimates that they do have available to them are going to come into play.
Yeah, now you've got the Cosmic Divide as well. So that's something that gives you an extra layer to set up maybe just a clean execute towards B again. Just get that plant down, get into those deep post plants rather comfortably. You know, use that to make it so DRX obviously has no idea what's going on the other side of the wall. And if they're not going to push through it or anything like that, you can do what this comp is meant to do, and that's delay, delay, stall, stall, stall. Again, just need to be a little bit more aware of mid. Maybe that's something that I think they look to have Hero do in the previous round. Maybe give him a little bit more instruction on how he can handle it. But it's tricky to fight this DRX comp through mid. They've got cracked aimers. You know, Buzz has been solid with the op. Bane has hit some nasty shots in Pacific on this map. So things you have to watch out for is how good they are at holding those angles and how disciplined they are at using counter utility. A lot of times they'll send out the recon dart early to kind of establish control. And this time around, a knife to try to check. Fnatic does end up backpedaling, but once again, Buzz this time pushed up.
Yeah, different
angle. Further forward, yep.
But the drone still will clear.
Should be cleared by...
Fast enough clear, yep, okay. Foxy has to go for the re-peek to be able to get it. Gate crash now, working its way forward. The first shot not going to connect. He's just trying to see if he can suss it out. Knife to go ahead and clear out that TP. He's not falling for the bait here on the fake out. Couple shots flying through. Durka Crouch able to avoid that damage. For now, the Null Command widely just keeping them locked in position, but Fnatic looking to play this patiently.
That's great there. Buzz able to take out that TP from Durka. That's been a real pain point for DRX early on in this map. Here comes that Cosmic Divide right across the B site.
Paranoia going to be sent down here, going to be forced back. Foxy9 going to be taken down low, tries to survive here, and looks like for the time being will. Buzz gets set up on the angle, final tag, getting a connection there. Zelfier knocked down to 45, and for now, things going to be stagnant as somehow Foxy coming away with that kill. Gets that a limb. Zelfier able to trade one back as Mako will fall, but Durka and Alpha, they're widely just stuck in place. All four remaining members of DRX, they are here, and Buzz is not missing his shots right now.
Durka seemingly just going to have to go for a save once again. Not enough time at this point to get to the other side of the map.
10 seconds left.
The idea behind that Cosmic Divide is to cut off all the angles from the link, from heaven, for DRX to be able to cover it. The problem is Foxy9 and Buzz are already ahead of it. You know, Buzz is holding that angle now. They've decided to kind of change up some of the protocols, some of the ideas that Buzz has with that op to make sure he's going to cover jump, to make sure that it's going to be a lot more difficult for Fnatic to get over there carefully to make sure that TP is cleared. So some really nice adjustments of their own during that timeout from DRX.
Now, the lead a bit more firm here in their grasp, 5-3. And timeout not working a treat, but still, the arsenal might be weaker here for the side of Fnatic, but they still do have those ultimates to try to work off. All it takes is one crucial opening, one pick, and a round can absolutely spiral out of control.
Slow start. Smoke sent down mid from both squads. Fnatic has that Viper orb on the top ledge, making it a little bit difficult, potentially, for DRX. I'm already seeing a ping towards the vent, just having to maybe be cognizant of it. I think that camera that flashback should cover that angle. And now Bane even sliding on back, but no contact found. And the weak buy, Fnatic trying to find a way to get back into a sight, to get that spike down, and to get back into the comfort of this comp.
Slow going. 3 players hovering in this position. 0 point going to be going out, and that catches onto 4, denying the drone as well. Smoke from Mako to come through, and this is going to force a reroute here from the side of Fnatic. Mid still being watched by Bane, but he loses out the fight. Alfie able to find an opening there. But Mako answering back in kind, finds one, suspects the forward player, and is able to take down Boaster. Swings back around. Hero widely just stuck in behind the poison orb. Smoke on the main, but the re-hit here onto the B side about to come through, but Foxy and Buzz, they have lingered. They're still here to try to fight back. Swing onto the corner, and Buzz is so damn ready for it.
10 seconds left.
And Chronicle now, just the time is not going to be there. The spike is going to be stranded, and Hero is still just trapped, pinned over in mid. No opportunity for the backstab. That lead grows now by 3. DRX continuing to look excellent here on Abyss.
Yeah, really sturdy stuff. Fnatic started to punch back a little bit, starting to try to fight for that mid control. They do get the opening pick, but Mako, steady as always, steps up to the plate, takes down 2. That's clean there on Alpha. A little less clean on Boaster, but that's okay. Gets the job done. Buzz, it's been such a huge boon for this DRX squad that he has stepped up with the op.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's always been good, but this year it is starting to be great.
Not sure what happened, but maybe Buzz just spending an immense amount of time in AIM Labs, hanging out with Jimmy Lin, learning how to op. But it's been incredible from him.
Man knows when he can fight his angles.
That he does. Once again, though, slow going here from the side of Fnatic, and it just seems like that confidence to just go for a fast-pacey hit has not been there because DRX has been pushing it back against them so very well. But now, speed about to get ramped up a bit. Lockdown going to come into play. It's like widely waiting to see what the response looks like here on the opposite side. They know there's no Hunter's Fury to try to clear this out. Ultimately, DRX just going to have to give that space up.
And this is going to be tough for DRX now.
Oh, the ping reveal and flashback, able to strike, finds that kill, and Bane was covering fire, takes down Hero, lingering his way into back sight. The cleanup is swift, but Alvier punching back a bit. Finds one, tap onto the plant, Chronicle, hunting for that elimination, but Bane shuts down those hopes and dreams, and Alpha once again is going to be the last man standing, and he's completely and utterly surrounded. Bane with a big round. 3 kills for him. DRX now 7-3.
I was very wrong. It was not tough for DRX at all. They completely stymied this hit. I mean, flashback there finds that ping.
It was that cam.
Yep. That cam. Huge for him. And I thought DRX was going to have to play post plant there because looking at the map, they were pretty well off from that position, but flashback just finds that moment to strike. I mean, I think that's something that DRX has really started to do well, is just keep them from getting that plant down. As basic as that sounds, that is a huge win condition for DRX on this defender side. And they have really started to snowball 7 or 6 in a row? 6 in a row.
Shock trying to clear out some of this util, but widely everything being missed here so far. Just watching that drone. Dart at the ready, sent, push forward. There's the ping reveal. Catching on the 2, flashback does get taken down though. They're able to find one, Bane dropping out of that B tower. Finds one before falling. Now, For the first time in a long time, the man advantage is there. Pop Flash going to be sent, looking for the interrupt. Foxy eventually able to stabilize that aim to take down Chronicle, but Alpha is able to trade him back out. And now it's Buzz all on his lonesome. The mask goes on the Dimensional Drift on the hunt, trying to spot out Buzz's position. Eventually, we'll just TP back over into A main here. Buzz not wanting to look like a fool. Dashes forward. AWP still in hand. A shot ringing out. Hearing Alpha in above him. Knows now that it's clear. But where are the others? Seeking target. Swinging forward, making a bit of noise here. Has to be suspicious still about tower, maybe even the wraparound from behind. Pushes up left side and cannot find the shot. Durka with 45 HP will survive. It's going to be another MasterCard Thrifty here for Fnatic to get a 4th round win. Now we go into the last round of the half.
And finally, some stability for Fnatic. They're able to fight nicely on the way into the B site. Alfier just stepping through some deep utility with that nano. Flush flashback out. Able to cover Heaven as well. Really nicely done. Good adjustments. Finally, another round win for Fnatic as they try to follow through. See if they can make this 7-5. DRX, once again with that op, over towards the B side.
Double stack op. It's Foxy picking up one as well.
Foxy's going too, you're right.
Yeah, so double op set up for that B site.
Oh, goodness.
Likely does have a backup rifle just in case things get a little bit hairy, but ultimately, the defenders on this A side just want to try to drive those players over to that B hit. Make them fall for it, make them fall into that trap. From there, it does come down to them connecting their shots.
Yeah, exactly. But so far, Fnatic is really doing a good job of not kind of falling for any of DRX's trickery until now.
Mako is on such a deep push forward.
That timing is so
Hunter's
good.
Fury opened up. Chronicle on the hunt, finding Foxy9, looking for a little bit more. Won't be able to get it. But Mako very much implanted here in this forward spot, but he's got to be on a swivel as there's Hero swinging around, and this time he gets the better of him. The timing on his side. 2-man advantage here for the side of Fnatic is once again they're going to start working their way in towards A, and Flashback has to be the one to try to hold the line. Couple shots coming through, just looking for that grab combo into the Nano Swarm. Unable to find it. Tap of the plant, not for the hold. Forward position though, and Bane is not ready for that, but Flashback answering. Finds 2. Buzz trying to scope in, cannot find it, and would have to be an ace clutch now for Flashback to get them this 8-4 score line. The push forward, Hero with the short, it will put him down. Fnatic managed to get themselves up to 5 as we swap sides.
Yeah, really good discipline for Fnatic towards the end of this, especially with these mid re-clears. Reading Mako's lurk. Saw that in the tape. I think he did it against Crew, but hard to say for sure.
Hard to say indeed, but hard to say who's going to be coming out on top of this one. We'll find out when we come back from the break.
Oh, come on. Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
DRX now swapping over onto the attack. Fnatic up to 5 at the very end. Those last few rounds for them looking a bit more like the Fnatic that we've come to expect here in the tournament thus far. Does that continue? And can they pick up that next pistol win?
Yeah, definitely some good adjustments there towards the end of that half for Fnatic. And DRX had a pretty solid defender side, but this is generally a little bit more defender-sided for a lot of teams. So we'll see if DRX can find some magic to take their map pick here on Abyss, or if Fnatic is going to be sturdy on their defense with this comp. A lot to consider for the side of DRX because of this comp. There's a lot of smokes, a lot of ways that you can get trapped in corners, at choke points, trying to get through towards the site. So I think, again, mid control going to be relatively important for DRX throughout. And they are already somewhat considering the same. Gonna take a peek. There is a turret out there, it gets cleared.
Being just able to get rid of that recon here, not allowing for the ping to go through. Widely no information given over here, just a bit of noise being made in mid. As Fnatic realizing, okay, we've given up a lot of space. This flank could be coming through. Start to rotate around. And they would be right as the push gets ready to come in.
It's just, are they gonna have enough forces to stop this?
Oh my God, well, snappy headshot from Boaster and Chronicle with a two-piece. Finds Foxy and Flashback. Bane now going to be taken down as this looks to be a flawless, unless Mako has something to say about it. A couple players worked low, plenty of footsteps being made. Finds the headshot, oh, falls for the fake out.
30 seconds
Not going to get punished yet as he jumps across over onto the rope. Drops down, rides back up, the swing now coming through. Nearly ends up falling down after losing some of that momentum, but it's snappy with a follow-up. Pulls back away, concussed here for the moment. Mako putting up a solid effort, but ultimately is still in such a rough position. Can even make it in time. He's going to go ahead, go for the sprint. Rushing through. Chronicle there to intercept. Cannot stop him on the drop down, but can certainly swing in. He's going to try to go for the knife. No. Push up into the smoke and will be able to deny the plant. Crucially, that money not there for DRX.
Yeah, this is really nice here for Fnatic. Just a good read and even better shooting to stop DRX in their tracks. You know, again, DRX is overcommitting a few extra players, but the shots are just too good from Boaster and Chronicle. Chronicle watching over Boaster's shoulder and just nails a couple nasty shots. Chronicle just able to get there in time as well. And Foxy9 always positive in terms of his spirits, no matter what's going on in the score lines.
Even with an injury.
I know. He's just unflappable in terms of his just happy.
Cheeriness.
Yeah, his cheeriness, his energy. Such a nice kid. And now DRX on an eco, all classics. Nobody buying up to anything. Just couldn't even get that plant down. Guardian, Bulldog, Vandal for Durka. Similar to what we saw from Fnatic in their previous anti-eco, except a few buy downs compared to the last one. DRX doesn't like what they see. Just gonna immediately hightail it over, leaving Flashback behind as that lurking player. Let's see if they can break through Boaster on the A side.
Boaster alone here for now. Grab the orb. Fast track towards this Hunter's Fury here from Bane. 3 charges thus far. Flash on the corner at the ready as Chronicle now gets himself situated up in tower. And looks like we're going to be playing a little bit of back and forth here. Pendulum swinging. Don't like what they see on the A side. And let's go back over to B. Flashback. He's pushed in decently deep.
I think he got
Could
spotted.
catch somebody off guard, maybe.
I'm pretty sure he got spotted there on the cross.
They're at least wary about it. If nothing else, Fnatic have been very good about identifying what space they've given up, but Flashback nearly finding 2 with a classic in hand. Snake might now going to be going through. Bud's going to be taken down. Durka able to find that. 3 players left standing. As DRX just look to try to see if they can do any real damage here. Flash going to be sent down, swing onto the corner. Durka eventually able to find his mark, but Bane does put down a hero. Any more deaths from here, and that would be costly for the side of Fnatic, but so far they will be able to hold on to their weapons, the ones that matter. And as the defuse comes in, they will tie us up at 7-7.
Still very, very clean with those classics. Or DRX. Flashback, he's been nuts with them.
Yeah.
He's absolutely cracked with that gun. And that's unusual to say, but he hit, what, 3 headshots in a row or something like that there? It was absolutely disgusting. But already DRX with a timeout. Pretty interesting. Already Termi seeing something he doesn't like or something that they need to be aware of in terms of how they handle themselves. But I thought that round was pretty clean overall in terms of making the best out of bad situations.
Yeah, I mean, consider, you know, it's full classics. You don't do any economic damage realistically, but you still do manage to take down a couple players. This time you get the spike planted. I do agree. I think overall it's a good one, but clearly Termi maybe noticing something here, wants to go ahead, call this timeout, and get a really solid plan in place as they get ready to go into Fnatic's bonus.
Absolutely. Very curious to see what DRX is going to want to do coming out of this timeout. Scoreline all tied up 7-7 in this classic match. Every champions, mark it on your calendar. You're going to meet wherever champions may be in the world, and these two teams are going to collide one way or another.
Yeah, plenty of history between them. Who comes out on top this time? Nobody knows.
And every time it's been a 2-1. One way or the other.
I mean,
every time.
I mean, that's just DRX.
Well, that's true, too.
Just good old salt of the earth.
Okay.
Punch in, punch out Valorant. I don't have the whole thing memorized. I don't know what they say.
Good.
But it does happen to be that way for the most part with this team.
For sure, for sure. But that's just, yeah, that's who they are. You know, it's
good, honest living.
It is. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, now we go into the rifle v rifle. Timeout call from DRX. Let's see what the game plan looks like. For now, is your point going to be sent out? Nothing noted there. 3 players set up, though, on this A site.
Already that deep cam middle from Flashback gives them a ton of info to work with across this map. Gives them a little bit more comfort to try to lurk. Maybe set up for a crunch through the vents. Try to come in through the other direction. There is that turret there from Alpha towards B-Link. Shock Dart there, trying to clear, not connecting, trying to clear that KJ util. That might have been part of what Termi was talking about. Sending some info over to Bane, identifying where he was noticing some of that utility may have been placed that they could try to clear early to give them a little bit more flexibility.
Flashback, though, quite far forwards, ready to break this door. Chronicle taking a peek at it here for a brief little moment. Decides to tuck back. I'm worried about that really deep push coming through. Paranoia going to be sent across. Chronicle able to dodge that. A little bit of spam. Certainly alerting and letting them know that he is in this position. Boaster, in the meantime, stuck here in this nebula. Decides to swing out, puts a little bit of damage down, but ultimately will end up falling. This Buzz fishing here at backside, spamming into that smoke here. Just trying to see what he can get. So far, though, it's just going to be a spike plant coming through from DRX. 5 members here in the post plant.
Something really simple there from Mako. Paranoia into a smoke to set up the hit here for DRX to clear out the tower.
I have no tower control, though. Retaking from this position is going to prove to be a bit difficult, especially as Buzz does that. Turns back, Foxy does still fall. Hero able to find that elimination. Double setup, though, in towers. Bane could end up dying. He does. Alpha, a quick peek in, but then shut down. Flashback coming over the kill. The double push off the weapon scoop up there from Hero. It looks like the call to just save these 2 rifles has been made. DRX are going to be regaining the lead.
Oh, this is just a really well thought out round from start to finish for DRX. Unchallenged in mid, allows Flashback to push up into the vent, clear in there, and as soon as they're ready to make their hit, there's a Paranoia smoke that covers Flashback to move into the Tower of A, take control of that space, set them up for that first kill, and then they're able to lock down. Yeah, there's a few trades from Fnatic. They try to fight back, but the layers there for DRX, too much for Fnatic to get through in the long run.
Ultimately, though, able to carry 2 weapons over.
Sure.
They killed 2, and that's the bonus. They lose the lead, but there's still an opportunity for Fnatic to fight back and bring us back to a tied-up scoreline. 2 Bulldogs going to be in play, but I've seen plenty of teams put those to good use.
Oh, you just caught 2 there. You caught Durka and Chronicle off that knife from Foxy9. So now you're going to maybe want to try to test this defensive setup with the Viper and the KJ, but Durka, of course, is a Yoru. He can very quickly get around the map if needed. So DRX taking their time on this. Dart cleared. Trying to see if they can find that pick, find that extra layer to get in towards the site, but Fnatic not giving them any opportunities. Now it's going to be just a spread of the map again.
Yeah, calls being made. I mean, Boaster in a far forward position here at main. Kind of needs to win out this fight. And as always gets caught. And, okay, he's able to back away. Gets himself out to safety, and then Mako seemingly going to make the call. Like, okay, actually, let's go B instead.
Chronicle's already used all of his info gathering utility, so now Boaster needs to use his body to go do that to make sure.
Shock dart, not going to find the bounce there on the Bane. Chronicle just trying to use that last bit that he had until that recon comes back up to try to get a punish there.
Oh, Bane
on
here.
the droning Sova, but there's the entry coming through. Buzz up over the top, absolutely dead to rights. Alpier was grinding him into a paste.
But critically, Bane was able to keep enough players distracted over on the A side, give them a little bit of extra room to get through, but man advantage for Fnatic on this retake. Are they going to be able to clear past DRX's defense?
Still have a fragment, a shock dart here to try to set up for the post plant, but they don't have that, that Viper, that vulnerability to try to set up for the kills as easily. Smoke coming through, and Mako hitting the headshot, swings up into the smoke, fires off a couple shots, spots out Durka, finds him as well, swings back in, Hero able to dodge out those bullets. But now, 3 members standing, Hero, one more pulse will take him down. Flashback Bane just trying to buy some time, and Flashback will be able to do just that. Spots out the last player, knows that he's low, cannot win the fight. The Fnatic cannot get the defuse. Chronicle will be left alive with 10 HP, and DRX will move up by 2.
This rookie has been brilliant this year. That is such good awareness, such good shooting. Mako, what else can you say? That is ridiculously good reactions. Mako's Mako, though. He's a known quantity. He has been incredible for years. But Flashback, this new player for DRX, has been instrumental on Abyss time and time again for DRX.
I mean, I believe it was Sideshow that said it, that if anybody was going to overtake Karan as Rookie of the Year, you would have to win Champions. Flashback, that's exactly what he wants to do.
Oh, he's certainly looking good so far. He's definitely a contender, no doubt about it.
I mean, on the opposite side of the stage, though, we should also mention Hero, who in just a very short period of time has also proven himself to be
phenomenal,
absolutely incredible, and very, very much qualified to step into Leo's shoes here. As for now, gummed up on the approach. Well, shots to the box as they try to assess where they want to go for the plan here. Nebula's going to be coming through. It looks like they want to try to use this against Fnatic to be able to safely get that spike planted. They do so. Buzz with the Outlaw still playing forward. Takes a couple shots, goes for the swing, and Alfier able to put him down. Once again, man advantage going to be there. Outlaw can be scooped up for them as Foxy having to tuck back, nearly getting picked off. Ping gets the reveal. The grab well to try to pull him forward. And Boaster on the hunt. Shock Dart will find him, however, as it's going to be a trade out as Bane also gets Durka. The fuse out, going to be held, covering fire. Alfier shuts it down. The fuse held to half. The dueling Hunter's Fury is coming through, and Bane loses out on the fight. Now Flashback on his lonesome. Gets a blind shot, but cannot do anything more. Spike will be defused. Hero will be shut down on that push up. The Fnatic with 2 players surviving will once again get within touching distance of DRX.
And you're seeing the fearsomeness of this Fnatic comp when they have time, when they have comfort to set up all this util. First of all, I love Alpha's early nano swarm there to buy himself some time when he gets paranoid on top of the box, to give his team a little bit more ability to make some quick rotations. But then you have so much ability to make Foxy9 so miserable behind the jump. The snake bite into the grab well, into a shock dart. I mean, just absolutely annoying to deal with, and they convert. They get the kill off the util.
Oh, Durka. There's the jiggle peek. Now they know the operator's going to be there, and this orb take is not going to be punished. So now he's got that dimensional drift online and immediately TP's away. Buzz going to be noted. They know that there's 2 players here, and he just wants to try to disguise maybe that Vandal as much as possible, but as he draws it out, they'll see it in the silhouette.
And once again, DRX starting to line up. Flashback has taken a lot of space, but weak on the weaponry this time. Can watch his back, can wait for the rest of the team, but they're pinging it out. Fnatic knows they've given this space up, and knows that it is decently likely that Flashback has taken advantage of it.
Yeah, ping's coming down, though, also from the side of DRX. Wary that there could be somebody just on the opposite side of this very flimsy door.
This is going to be tough. Buzz with that Hero Vandal.
He's looking for the entry, the dash forward. First op shot going to be going wide. Chronicle able to find it. There's the ping reveal, and Durka ends up getting flushed out, but Boaster finding one, but Buzz finding a second. Mako at the same time gets rid of Chronicle. Op is going to be scooped up. Buzz says thank you very much. Lockdown available for Alpha here. Does he send it, though, in a 2v3, knowing that weapons are recovered. Looks like the answer is going to be yes. Opts to go for it. The fragment isn't in play. You know, there's nothing to really clear this one out unless Buzz gets on a deep enough line. But now Buzz is out into the open. He's got nowhere to go but down into the depths. Snake bite on the one side. The smoke. A bit of a question mark there. As Alpha going for the defuse. Mako waiting patiently. Here's the retap. Knows that it's up to half. Swings back in and cannot make it happen. Narrow margins, but Fnatic will tie us up.
I mean, Buzz is also really, really good on his entries as usual. Knocking a couple down, but an even better retake here from Fnatic. Able to use that lockdown to great success. Buzz there working that angle against Durka so nicely. Ready for the follow-up. Huge shots from Mako. Not sure what happened with that smoke. Just a little bit too quick on the trigger with it, maybe. Panicked a little bit.
Either way, I mean, that felt like that was a must-win round for the side of Fnatic, given the commitment with that lockdown. So are able to find that win. They've got 3 ultimates to try to counteract the 4 that are available on the side of DRX. And Op is back in hand here for Durka.
Well, now you have a ton of ults for DRX. Have that null command. You have the neural theft. You can find an opening. Might be able to take advantage of it. Now Durka with that op. Going to try to challenge that catwalk that has been given up to Flashback a couple times already. Been a bit of a pain point, so need to find a different way to adjust to it. I like this change up from Fnatic. Making sure that that extra angle is going to be that much more difficult for DRX to create. And they're just making sure that this space is clear. I mean, we've already seen a couple times where Fnatic players have pressure towards this orb, whether it be Durka, whether it be Boaster.
Oh, TP up. You're in the tower.
Well, that's a different way to get in there.
Mako. His Paranoid's going to go across, won't connect on anybody, but he gets a smoke out, but Flashback taken down. Alpha here finding that punish here in mid. Knew that he was going to be going for it no matter what. The patience pays off. Fnatic once again, man advantage. Quick drift across from Bane, spotting out Chronicles' positions. The null command now going to be coming through from Foxy9. Shocked out a little bit too deep. Damage not going to be found. Hero looking to pressure around the back. Another smoke going to be sent. Mako turning his sights back in. Catches a glimpse, but cannot catch the shot. He gets eliminated as this dimensional drift leads the charge. Bane now in such a poor position. Completely and utterly surrounded. Doesn't know which way to look. And that is going to be a flawless as Fnatic will gain the lead.
Phenomenal retake here from the side of Fnatic. Able to give up that space to DRX willingly. I like the idea there from Mako to TP into vents. Try to create that extra angle, but Fnatic just says, that's fine, we'll give it up. We have the dimensional drift. We can use that. Plus they cut down Flashback as well. So that extra layer of lurking not available at all. And he just leads the charge and Alpha's just watching, just saying, one here, okay, bang, next, go. I've got it. Really nicely dialed up there from Fnatic.
This is going to be DRX back over onto an eco. Still not going to be seeing that second timeout call. Termi wanting to hold that perhaps for the next buy round. Neural Theft Blades online. Both are just playing forward, more than happy to eat that null command as he puts, or that 0 point I should say, as Mako gets put down to 49 health. Buzz needing to be crispy here on the entry. Up and over the top, the ping reveal coming through, but just tags up Boaster a bit. Looking for that limb, but now runs out of blades. Just a classic in hand. The side is DRX's, but can they hold it is the question.
What a util combo to try to set Buzz up. It almost works.
Quick peek out. Durka going to be rerouted here. Buzz continuing the jiggle peek, but there's a double wraparound coming through in mid at the moment that he's going to have to try to greet at the door. The push forward. Shot rings out. The blind connecting, and Durka finds his man. Bane going to be taking down Foxy9. Snappy with that first headshot, the second as well. But here comes the drop down. Here comes the flood. Mako trying to hold the line. The quick TP. The trap getting the stun. Shots ringing through as they poke and prod. Out of the wall, the time is dwindling, and my God, DRX pull off a MasterCard Thrifty of their own when they need it the most.
What a game! What shooting from Mako and Foxy9. I thought this had Fnatic written all over it. You don't get that Blade Storm to connect from Buzz. And it just looks like maybe your win condition got taken out from underneath you. Bane flashed up the heck from Durka's utility, dead to rights. And then Foxy9 finds 2 huge ones. Mako comes in with 3. DRX ties it up.
And this When you get a birthday card and it looks really nice, and then you open it and there's just an expletive in there. That's what that round felt like if you were cheering for Fnatic, because it seemed like they had it on lock.
It was like my birthday when my mom put a case of my own CDs in a Nintendo 64 box to bait me into thinking it was a Nintendo 64. I'm not even kidding. That really happened. Thanks, Mom.
That's great.
It was, in retrospect, pretty darn funny. My friends helped sell it, too.
It's one of
They
those
were
things
all
that
in on
it
it.
really hurts when you're a child.
Yeah, when I was young, I was pretty upset about it, but now it's kind of funny.
I mean, but no, who gets an N64 at the age of 45?
What the F? Come on, man.
Well, anyway, crucial round. Let's focus up here. 10-10 on the scoreline.
Dang, man.
This B site completely stacked with defensive utility. I think I've broken him. Hunter's Fury, though, Neural Theft still available here for DRX. Pit online, sent. Hero able to get that one through. Recon not going to be pinging out a damn thing as he just sat here at back sight. Alpier on the jump up, and Foxy, snappy still. Finds that headshot. Shorty in hand, Buzz able to find one, the push forward. Hero able to tank down the enemy KO, but the site now broken open. Chronicle dead, as Bolster now will have to just go ahead and try to save this weapon.
Man, oh man. I mean, that looked like it was going to be difficult. Hero got that pit down just before the 0 point arrives. Whip pulls out the Shorty, but then DRX just floods into it. No hesitation to make sure he's cleared out. Flashback on that lurk, able to cut down Chronicle as he's coming in towards the site. Really nice stuff from DRX. And they are going to take a lead in what has been a tremendous start once again to another great series between these two teams.
I mean, that's the thing. The DRX gaining the lead. It does feel like they really need this win here on Abyss.
Oh, yes.
Given that Lotus is coming up next.
Oh, God, yes.
But because that Lotus is coming up next, if DRX do win on Abyss, then I am so ready for a potential 3-mapper. But this all starts with that snappy headshot from Foxy, just getting the punish here onto Alpha.
Absolutely disgusting. He has come online in the last couple of rounds. And Bane's doing the KO.
They're having fun with it.
Oh, I love it. Bane, you know, also one of those hype guys for DRX, always keeping the spirits up. A lot of ults again. Kind of the trio here. Durka gonna get spotted and peace out. You have the Hunter's Fury, Neural Theft, and no command. So DRX can take their time, really try to figure out how they want to work the map. This is looking like another A setup, so what's going to be their ideas behind this execute this time? Typically, they've been waiting for some ability to take tower, but the real question is how do they get that done? Flashback is watching for a deep lurk, expecting something with those weaker buy from Fnatic to be a little off.
Getting a bit of deja vu, though.
Yep.
A site hit coming through. Lower purchase, but didn't have Durka getting timing like that on the bingo card for the round. Boaster going to be spotted out. Bane scaling forward, taking some space, going up over the top, spots the gun barrel onto one, swings in, finds Boaster. It's Chronicle, the shot going right above Mako's head.
Spike planted.
A couple strands of hair cut off perhaps, but kill not found. Is it what? Albion, he failed the jump. Trying to wrap around at back sight. At least that's what all I have to assume.
That's my best guess.
Hero silent on the drop down. 20 HP though remaining here for him. As Mako staying quiet within the smoke.
Poison orb emitting.
Hope not doing much for him. That's on the opposite side of the map. There's a swing out from Mako. Chronicle, just a Marshal in hand. Hearing the rope, hearing these footsteps. Mako wanting that elimination. Foxy going to be tagged down low, cannot find it, and Chronicle will scoop up a weapon, but he's not going to be able to get away from this one. DRX will move up 12-10. Map point in their hands.
Just so clean on the entry here. An immediate kill, and then...
Let's take a look back at this one.
I want to see this. Bane, so good. Checking that angle. Durka there, playing anti-flash. And instead, it's just Bane just...
Oh, he just literally backpedaled.
Just backpedaled off.
I thought he had messed up the jump, but I mean, that's,
no.
but the thing is, that's why we saw, and at least he has an alright smile at the end, but that's why we saw Durka get timing, because he's trying to play on that ledge. He's trying to get as close to it as possible without falling off. So he's checking that side, and then, boom, the strike comes in.
Yep, exactly. It's tricky. It is a map that requires a lot of kind of mechanics you're not really used to having in your back pocket unless you play a whole lot of the, practice round map, getting yourself into that parkour setup. But, most of the other maps, there's less danger in those situations, mostly none.
Yeah.
So, let's see what Fnatic wants to do. They need 2 more to send us into OT. They're going to have a big buy coming up. They're going to have that lockdown still from Alfier, but DRX has the counter with the Hunter's Fury available. Try to set this up. Curious to see what these buys are going to look like. So we are going to have an op from Buzz on this attacker side. Durka is going to be picking up one as well. I saw Fnatic flirting with an Odin, but decided to leave that at home for now. And it's the glass cannon from Durka.
A lot resting on this. I mean, clearly the map resting on this is Mako and Buzz. Cash aplenty. Say, hey, let's try that double op thing, but this time on the attack. And the lack of the operator has been something that has been hindering Buzz a little bit. He's had a couple of rounds, but he started off this half 14-4.
He got 2 ops again.
Yep. I just said that. We might need to get your hearing checked.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm just trying to understand it with Mako picking it up.
And Mako used to be a Jet player.
That's true.
Once upon a time.
He did. This is very unorthodox for DRX.
Oh, ooh. Jiggle Peak Punish not going to be found there. Hero able to get away with his life. And this Buzz just going to be slowly backing away. Maybe a drone to come through here from Bane, staying in a forward position. Try to continue to bait further rotations towards this B site. Now everybody else from DRX gets ready to stack up on A.
They're playing very safe. I mean, I think they're trying to hope that somebody will walk out.
There's the bait smoke.
Yep.
Drone to try to check. Tuck back from Foxy. Nothing spotted over at A main. Do they pull the trigger here on the full rotate? Looks like Fnatic starting to move out. TP from Durka, but now, okay, a sense here. Nothing else came in on the back of the drone.
Yep.
This hit taking a bit too much time. Durka now in position to try to find value with that operator. Up and over the top here goes Buzz. The flash, however, connects, and Buzz is able to collect. Boaster dead. No idea where Buzz is at as he's right up in their faces. The ping reveal off the neural depth, spotting them all, and Buzz says, ooh, an operator. Scoops it up off the ground and immediately puts Chronicle 6 feet under. Looks for the follow-up flick. Cannot make it happen. Still, though, on the hunt, DRX. 2 kills away from closing out this opening map. As the shot gonna go wide, a bit too much movement there as Hero now pushing forward. Flashback taken down, and lockdown is in play. Fragment gonna be sent to try and delay. Hunter's Fury is available, but they're actually not sending it, and that might be something that they end up regretting. The Hunter's Fury now open to try to stop any potential planter, and Hero will get taken down, but it's already held a half, and he's just nowhere nearby. Alfier's got it, he just stole it away from them all. The 4K as well to boot, and DRX had everything in their hands, and they have let it go.
And all it took was one missed shot from Buzz. He knows he can hold that angle because there's no flashes. And he's got them dead to rights as soon as they come around that corner. There's not a great angle for Alpha to use the lockdown from the back of sight until he pushes forward. And then it's just marching orders here, and I think just DRX gets really lost and confused. I think they fully expected that round was done and dusted, and oh man, that's a heartbreaker, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. Once Fnatic was given that slight opportunity, they completely took control of that round.
They did, and that's the thing that you cannot do against this team. Timeout going to be called here from DRX as they look to avoid an overtime here. But it feels like it all came down to that critical moment. Save the Hunter's Fury. Don't clear out the lockdown. We'll go ahead and try to pick off the diffusers, but they just can't keep the players alive at the front of sight.
Well, and I think in DRX's mind, you're probably saying, well, they have to dry swing everything. We can just hold angles. No problem. And they just couldn't do it. They got outshot. And that leaves Bane on an island at that point. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think I would have rather seen it there to clear out the lockdown, especially once Buzz dies. Then I think that's when you got to kind of have that idea. But my guess is they already kind of had those protocols in place ahead of time or something, or they talked about it, and so it made it a little bit more difficult. But yeah, do be like that. However, Fnatic, look, they played that to perfection. One little opportunity, and they just roll through that round. You cannot give these fraggers on Fnatic any chance.
I mean, especially Alpha. Lobby
Yes.
leader here, 25, 15, and 7. It's been all over this game, and a big reason why it is as close as it is. And maybe the reason that Fnatic end up taking this into overtime. We'll see, though, as we go into this. 0 point this time, not going to be noting anything. Question is, does that relax DRX about this site? Or does it really concern them? Recon goes out, so they know the Chronicles here as well as the drone. Nothing being cleared on that front as there's the swing out, full flash connecting on the Durka, but Foxy seeing more than enough. Backs away. Shock dart towards the corner, but Buzz just out of range of it. Able to stay alive. Smoke has to come through.
You've gotten a decent amount of utility out of DRX, though, for that exchange. However, Chronicle now sent everything he had just to take that extra space. The thing is DRX being pretty quick to rotate over to B. If they can just kind of dial up a good execute here, they could pretty decisively end this round, but Bane gonna lead the way with the drone. Smoke goes out to cover Heaven. Push coming through, Buzz up and in.
Sees that Nano, wants to avoid it. Dashes over to the side, Hero playing forward here, Guardian in hand, spots out one, finds the kill, Bane gonna be taken down, but Buzz deep, cleans up two. Hero and Alpier both gonna be taken out, the knives now gonna be popped just in case he needs a backup. And this Buzz gonna be playing on a deeper angle. Everybody from the side of DRX getting disconnected from the site. Dimensional Drift coming through. Durka seeking target, but none spotted quite just yet. Flash at the ready to pull out. Foxy, wise to it, snaps over, finds a headshot. Defuse, it's coming in, but Buzz finds the headshot through the smoke to deny it away. Fnatic, a whisper away from taking us into overtime, but Buzz had had enough. 13-11, Fnatic fighting tooth and nail. They made it a banger, but it's DRX winning the map.
Oh, unbelievable. You better buckle up, people. This is going to be a crazy day.
We've got Lotus on the horizon. We'll see that after the break.